Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Today we're on page 93 of our student journal, and we are starting our new unit. So today's goal is, or our objective is, today I will evaluate expressions containing parentheses. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about this objective today. It says, today I will evaluate. Evaluate is just a very fancy word for solve. So today I will solve or evaluate expressions, and we'll talk about what that means in a moment, containing parentheses. Okay, so let's look at what two of these words mean in our vocab. So an expression says it's numbers, symbols, and operations grouped together with no equal sign to represent a value. That's the key word of an expression. So we always think about mathematical equations or mathematical problems. The difference is an expression just doesn't have an equal sign. So we're going to look at some more complicated or complex expressions, but a really simple one could be 2 plus 1. That's considered an expression because there's no equal sign, but I have numbers grouped with an operation sign together. So this would be an example of an expression. Okay, parentheses are a pair of symbols grouping the part of expression or equation that is to be evaluated first. So parentheses always come first, okay? They always come first. Now there is this thing called order of operations. This is going to be the most important part of not only just today's lesson, but of the next couple lessons. So order of operations, they wrote here that it's parentheses, then exponents, then multiply or divide, and add or subtract. So we did exponents in our last unit. Exponents are when you have the small number. If I had like 10 exponent 2, that's what the exponent is, if you remember. Okay, so this is called order of operations. There's kind of this little thing that I remember, and we're going to make this our step 1 that we're going to write, is we always are going to write something called Pemdas, but I want you to look at how I wrote Pemdas. P-E and then M-D gets circled and A-S gets circled. So it's Pemdas. Pemdas is my trick of how I remember order of operations. So order of operations is how you have to solve problems when there's more than one operation in it. So an operation would be addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division. When you have more than one of these, there's a rule of how you have to solve them. So here they gave it to you in a way they wrote out that you do parentheses, exponents, multiply, divide, add, subtract. Now, the reason they put multiply and divide in one box is they're a team. So divide doesn't come before multiply, or multiply doesn't come before divide. They're a team, and the reason they have this arrow here is whichever comes first, you solve from left to right. So if the problem has division first, then I divide before I multiply. This is just called a team. And the same with add and subtract. They're the team of I solve left to right. So you might sometimes add before you subtract, or sometimes you might subtract before you add. So this is the way our book kind of explains this. I kind of take this and just remember that I do something called Pemdas. So parentheses, exponents, multiplication or division, addition or subtraction. So this word Pemdas you're going to hear again for the next couple units. Okay, so let's look at our steps. It says evaluate, which is solve the expression using the order of operations. So we're going to solve the expression using Pemdas. And this reminds us that we always solve parentheses first, and then we follow the order of operations. So we're just going to remember we always do PEMDAS. And you're going to notice that not only am I going to remember it, I'm going to write it. Because if I write it, it's going to help me create this like checkoff list. Okay, so I'm going to put down my green pen, ladies and gentlemen, and grab my red pen. And here is my first problem. It says, compare these expressions. Which expression will give you the solution or answer of 6? A, 15 minus 7 plus 2, or B, 15 minus parentheses 7 plus 2 parentheses. Okay, so they're asking me which one's going to give me a solution or answer of 6. Now you know that I hate how little they write, so I'm going to write it a little bit larger just so it's easier for me to work with each problem. So that's my A, and then here's my B. You'll notice I switched markers because that one was not working. Okay. So when I said I'm going to use PEMDAS, not only am I using it, but I'm going to write it on top because it's going to become like my checkoff list. So PEMDAS, MD's partners, and ASR partners. Okay, so I look and say, does my expression have any parentheses? Nope. Do I have any exponents? Nope. Do I have any multiplication or division? Nope. Do I have any addition or subtraction? Yes. And I do them in order from left to right. So I'm going to do this one first. I do these things called carets. So this is called a caret, where I'm going to solve just this first, because even though the A comes first, this is a pair, so they're a team. So I just do whichever one's first. So 15 minus 7 is 8. And then notice what I didn't use of the problem or the expression. I didn't use the plus 2, so I carry it down. Now, one of the biggest mistakes people can make is they try to do more than one step at a time. Your teacher and I are going to both tell you one step at a time. That's it. So I did that, and then I brought down everything else. Okay, now, do I have any more addition or subtraction? Yes. 8 plus 2 is 10. And I am done. So again, I use this as my checkoff list. I did one step at a time using carets. Okay, let's try the next one. So again, I'm going to write PEMDAS as my checkoff list. My MD is a pair and my AS is a pair. Okay, so I start. Do I have any parentheses? Yep, right here. 7 plus 2 is 9. And then I copy down the rest of the problem because I only do one step at a time. So I didn't use the 15 or the subtraction, but I used all of that. Okay, do I have any more parentheses? No. Do I have any exponents? No. Do I have any multiplication or division? No. Do I have any addition or subtraction? Yes. And that's all I actually have left. So 15 minus 9 is 6. So my question says, which expression gives you the solution? It's B. But notice how two expressions that look very similar get very different solutions because of those parentheses. Those parentheses were like a game changer. It makes a huge difference. Okay, let's look at my next problem. It says, place the parentheses in the correct place in order to get the solution of 5. So they want me to get a solution of 5. Okay, and they want me to put some parentheses somewhere. Okay, so I don't have a lot of options of where I can put it. So I could put it here and say 25 divided by 2 plus 3. That's one option. Or I could put it on the second set and say 25 divided by 2 plus 3. So, because parentheses have to be around like almost their own little expression. So those were really my only two options. Okay, so let's solve them and see which one gives me a solution of 5. Okay, so what do I always do? I write PEMDAS as my checkoff list, and I do one step at a time. Okay, so do I have any parentheses? Yes. 25 divided by 2. Okay, that probably tells me this isn't going to be the right one because you guys really haven't done division yet. So I know 24 divided by 2 is 12. So this is actually going to give me 12.5, which I wouldn't expect you to know that by now. I just happen to know that. So I copy everything else down. So I use this, but I didn't use the +3. Okay, do I have any more parentheses? No. Do I have any exponents? No. Do I have any multiplication or division? No. Do I have any addition or subtraction? Yes. 12.5 plus 3, well, 12 plus 3 is 15.5. And again, I wouldn't expect you to be doing fractions at this point. Okay, let's check the next one, because I'm guessing this one has to be my right answer. Okay, so I always write PEMDAS because that creates my checkoff list. And I always circle my teams, so multiplication and division's a team and addition and subtraction's a team. Okay, do I have any parentheses? Yes. 2 plus 3 is 5, and then I copy everything else down. Do I have any more parentheses? No. Do I have any exponents? No. Do I have any multiplication or division? Yes. 25 divided by 5 is 5, and that is my final answer, or my solution as they're calling it. So where I would have to put it is this would be my answer. I would have had to put it around the 2 and the 3. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, let's try some of these together. So our page that we're on right now is page 94, and I'm going to grab my green pen. If you could pick up your pencil and join me on page 94. Okay, our first problem says, compare these expressions. Which expression will give you the solution of 12? So they want us to have an answer of 12. Okay, I don't like how little they're written, so I'm going to write them larger. Give me some more space to work. Okay, now first thing I always do is I always write PEMDAS. So I want everyone to write PEMDAS. Circle your team of multiplication and division, and circle your team of addition and subtraction. Okay, so now we're going to start, and this is our order of operations that we follow. Do I have any parentheses? Yes. So let's solve the parentheses first with our carets. 6 minus 3 is 3, and then we copy everything else down. So 4 times. Okay, do I have any more parentheses? Nope. Do we have any exponents? Nope. Do we have any multiplication or division? Yes. 4 times 3 is 12, and we're done. Okay, let's look at our next one. Okay, again, we always write our checkoff list for order of operations, PEMDAS. Okay, so we start. Do I have any parentheses? No. Any exponents? No. Any multiplication or division? Yes. So we need to do that first. 4 times 6 is 24, and then we copy everything else down. And I know you might be asking yourself, well, it's just really easy because it's only 3. Don't do that, because these expressions can get really long where there's 5 to 6 parts of the expression. So you want to follow the steps. Okay, is there any more multiplication or division? No. Is there any addition or subtraction? Yes. 24 take away 3 is 21. So again, ladies and gentlemen, look at what a huge difference adding parentheses did. Those parentheses made the answer or solution significantly different. So our answer would be A. A gave us a solution of 12. Okay, let's look at our next one. It says, place the parentheses in the correct place in order to produce the solution of 24. Okay, so this one they want us to add our parentheses. Again, we don't have a lot of choices of where we can add them, so we can add them around the 2 times 15, or we can add them around the 15 take away 3, because they have to have their own little expression inside them. Okay, now that we're ready to go, let's set up our PEMDAS, and let's solve after we circle our teams. Okay, so we ask ourselves, do we have any parentheses? Yes, that has to be solved first. 2 times 15 is 30. Let's copy everything else down. Do I have any more parentheses? No. Any exponents? No. Any multiplication or division? No. Any addition or subtraction? Yes. 30 take away 3 is 27. Okay, let's try our next one because that didn't give us the solution I'm looking for. So let's write PEMDAS, and you're going to write it for every problem. Anytime you're doing order of operations, you write PEMDAS. Okay, do I have any parentheses? Yep, right here. 15 take away 3 is 12, and I copy everything else down, so I didn't use those parts. Do I have any more parentheses? No. Do I have any exponents? Nope. Any multiplication or division? Yes. 2 times 12 is 24. And I am done. So this is where I needed to add it, around the 15 and the 3. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, you have a few pages to try on your own, and have a wonderful afternoon. Bye.